Dodge Hornet. I talk about it because I own one. Turn everything off. Yes. I talk about the Dodge Hornet because huh, let's talk about the Dodge Hornet. Let's let's be honest about the Dodge Hornet. This video is going to be about well, the Dodge Hornet. uh but the I guess the evolution of my ownership of this thing. I like cars. I'm a car guy. This is Ryan in Cars. I talk about cars. I've owned a car magazine, published and did things, and grew up as a teenager driving cars, finding out about cars, and found out that cars are a thing with me. No, no. Yeah, it is a thing with me, but really, cars ended up being a way for me to connect with other people because I wasn't a car person, but I ended up in a library. I ended up with friends and connecting with people through cars at a young age. And that's where it started. That's where it started. That's where it started. Maybe it happened to you. Maybe it happened to you in your teenage. Maybe it happened to you in your 30s, 20s, 40s, 60s, whatever. At some point, you're watching this channel and clicked on it, and yeah, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to talk about this car because something has been kind of in the middle of a car deal, kind of reevaluating what this thing is, kind of what this car is, but also what it means to me as a human being, right? And it does affect people as a human being because it's weird. It's got a sticking point. There is a sticking point. Can't explain it. Not going to try, but I am going to talk about it. I am going to talk about it. Click off now. Switch, scroll, whatever. If you've not done that yet, this is a weird car because in my entire history of car knowledge, this is a sports car. Plain, simple, done deal. Now, when you think of a sports car, what do you think of? Low slung, hugging the ground, usually some sort of high horsepower, usually wide track, big tires, taking the corners, right? That's a sports car. If you are an old traditionalist, you'll go to British sports cars and you go, oh, yeah, yeah, you have to fix them. But then the Mazda Miata came out, and then you didn't have to do that anymore. You just got to drive it. And then BMW tried to copy it. Z4, Z3. We're not going there because evolution runs on this scale of a hockey stick. And when somebody mentions the hockey stick, got the slow progression, and then yeah, Hornets on that. You know the part that you hold with your hockey gloves, not the part that you try to get the puck and smash other people's sticks out of the way to get the puck. No, you're on the stick. You're on the stick. If you got the Hornet, evolution. exponential. Trying to explain this car is difficult. And that's why nobody accepted it at the beginning. That's true. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. This is, I don't care. I don't like, I have a, whatever it is, GT Plus tech package. But if you get the GT, after doing a bunch of test drives and then you end up in a Dodge Hornet GT, noticeable right away. But if you get the tech package, if you get the track pack, if you get just even the red seat, if you got a GT and you ordered the extra sunroof, solid. Like the engine in this, transmission that I don't like, but it is what it is, and it's better than everything else out there on the market. Well, everybody has this, but the match between the engine and the transmission actually makes this car work. However, Alfa Romeo worked this out, works. And then Dodge stole it and put it in a Hornet. Right? Like I think right now, like one of the hmm. No, I won't say that right now. What I'm gonna say is that I watched the Grand Tour. I watched later in life. Buddy tried to get me early, but I ignored it. But the not the Grand Tour, but the Jeremy Clarkson and the boys, right? But I remember when I think it was still on the regular TV show, the BBC thing, where he got the Urus, the Lamborghini Urus, and then he raced. No, that must have been the Grand Tour, actually. 'Cause he raced the lady driver in her Porsche GT3 on the ice rink in Finland or whatever, and the Urus matched it. Matched it, right? Granted, it was in the wintertime and blah blah blah, but the point was made. We're gonna say, I think at that point in time, SUVs got to a point where they weren't SUVs anymore. They weren't just made for off-road people because everybody was buying them. Car makers were moving over to SUVs. They were getting rid of regular cars. And I got rid of a BMW 3 Series because it did not do winter things up here in where I live, Canada, right? And I was hating SUVs since their introduction. You either got a truck or you got a car. But here I am, well, in a Hornet, rebadged Alfa Romeo. But I also got a Cherokee Trailhawk. And I'm like, that suits the bill if you're not making money. If you're not making money, you used to get a car. And if you had a truck, you could make money in it. But an SUV is an in betweener thing. And I didn't see the value. I did not see the value only because you were basically buying a jacked up car that didn't give you the ability to make money in it. You're just paying more money, right? You're just paying more money. Yeah, utility, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe your job pays more. I don't know. But with a truck, I could make money. With an SUV, I can't. Honestly, I can't. I can do home renos, but I can't make money in it, right? So I swore off SUVs. I got this Hornet. There's a story behind it. There's a video. Watch it if you want. But after owning this Hornet, after owning a car magazine, after driving my teenage years, figuring out cars and the tuner thing, right? And then after being offered crappy deal by a dealer to downgrade to get not even a big deal on money, like not a lot, like not a lot, 10, $20. Uh-uh. You know what? As much fun, I've had more fun. No, 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 no. Let's start this from the beginning. When I first got the Hornet, I was actually, well, the smile's happening, right? I was actually surprised. The honeymoon period, say there's always a honeymoon period, right? Like, oh, this car is great. This is, and you tell your friends and all these great things about, and the bad things that you had in your old car, and the things that this solved. And you get over that period of time. And then you're actually, okay, so what does this car actually is? And I'm over the dopamine euphoria of owning a new car. Yeah, I actually, I was a year, I was a year before I started making videos with this. I was very hesitant about making videos about this. And I started in February this year. So it was like, it was quite a while. September 23 till February 24, easily a year. And I got to know the car. I got to work out its quirks. I got to work out its, well, technical things. I'm on the Hornet forum. It's a brand new thing, blah, blah, blah. And I get to tell you people. And then I got to work out the driver thing that is happening here and report back to my community. My community? No, the community, the Hornet community. And I've been reporting back, not just here on YouTube, but also the Hornet forum and also the Tenali forum and anybody else who will listen. Because this car, after all my ownerships of other cars, has been reliable and fun. Oh, reliable and the most fun. I've had fun, reliable cars, but this has been the most fun, reliable car I've ever owned. Yes, I can say that truthfully, yeah, to the community, not just YouTube. This is a true sports car. Yes, it's higher up. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Grand Tour. What's Jeremy Clarkson? What was the previous? Can't remember it. Like, that's how much I didn't watch it. Top Gear. Yeah, Top Gear. Old Top Gear, right? But the Grand Tour, if you guys watch those shows and they brought this up, I haven't watched an episode of this car that has reached that platform. I really don't care. I don't. I don't. Alpha Tonali, whatever. Same car. Because I also think, they had a road test. That's why I bring up the Top Gear program, because they always did the track thing, but they also had to take it on a road test, see if it was roadworthy, so that it wasn't just a track car. It had to meet street car, everyday stuff. It had to go over speed bumps. It had to take groceries. It had to navigate regular, everyday driving. And true sports cars, like track cars, never made the list. And there was always those in betweeners that did. And all of them were these low slung, low profile, usually with a button to get your car's nose over a speed bump. And you don't have to worry about that with this. Yet it provides the same, well, similar, not the same, close enough for the average everyday driver driving experience. And that's why this car is so expensive. When they launched it, nobody understood it here in North America. Mm. And as much as I want to say that nobody bought it, more people bought this than the Alpha. There are more Hornet owners. And, you listen to YouTubers complain about how many days left on lots and nobody's buying them, sort of thing. But they flooded the market with these things and nobody could sell it at a bad time. The whole thing was wrecked. The whole launch of this was wrecked. But more people bought a Hornet on planet Earth than they did an Alpha Tonale. More people in North America own a European car than the Europeans bought a European car. That is such a, I don't know what to say about that. I really don't. I really don't. There's probably more people in North America owning an Italian Tonale than Europe. I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't know who. Maybe this car is suited more for North America. I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing about the Hornet and the Alpha Tonale, like this is such a mess, but it is such a confusion that it's interesting. And that's why I think in a video, can't remember which one, I say this is a one off car. This is a one off car. Most people don't care. They don't. Mm, I'll go buy a Toyota. I'll go buy a Mazda. I'll go buy Chevy Trax. Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it. It's weird. It's weird. And I think the confusion behind this car, like, I don't think anybody understands exactly what happened with this car. Alfa Romeo took an old Jeep Compass shell and completely 100% re-engineered a sports SUV. Well, sports car, but then gave it SUV attributes. And then Dodge stole it, clapped on some stuff, said, "Here, it's a new hot rod SUV." And everybody said, "Mm, mm." Brain broke, right? The brain broke. And I'm like, no, we're used to Hellcats. And you're giving us a what? A four-cylinder turbo? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Everybody in Europe, 2-liter turbo means everything. Everything. but it's an SUV. You don't need these over there. You can go buy a Subaru Impreza 2-liter turbo and get double horsepower. Well, close to double, not quite double, but close to double horsepower. And then do the twisty roads without the snow and the drama. So why buy an Alpha? Oh, because it's an Alpha. The 4C did that great. 8C before that did horribler. Julia. Well, BMW gets people in and out better. Stelvio. Well, we kind of don't need that here in Europe, but Americans like it. And then they introduce a smaller Stelvio, which is this, well, which is a Alpha Tonale. Where does it fit? It, this is the problem. This is this is the problem. This is the one, and I am not kidding. I am not joking. I am not trying to. I'm not being paid by anybody to say this. This is, and I'm not the only one saying this. The people who own this will actually say this, but you won't listen to them. You won't believe what they're saying. You've asked them, they'll say their thing, and you'll go, your eyes will gloss over, and I don't get it. I don't get it. And this is one of those one off cars in history. This is one of those one off cars in history. And I'll say it now. I'm not predicting. I'm living it. I'm living it. It's a very strange, weird car that does not fit in today's thing, but it is the best thing for today. Do not buy one. Let them crush the 467-day supply. Please, let them crush them. Let them crush them. But go out and find the old Hudson Hornet. Go find the body shell. There is one few blocks over here. They have it sitting in the front yard. They have the eyes on it from the Lightning McQueen video. They have it sitting in the front yard. I've driven past it once. I think I caught it on video and mentioned it. But I do drive by it, and it is a Hudson. It is a Hornet, and it was before Dodge bought the name, right? Mhm. Explaining this car is ridiculous. And that's why nobody gets it. Nobody cares. Nobody blah, 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 blah. But it is one of those one off cars in history. This car, yeah, this car is one of those. Um, don't buy one. Don't buy one. There's, I was just offered about half, little bit more than half my resale of what I owe on the car for resale. But if I was to go, I did a search on Auto Trader to find out what this car is worth, and it's probably close to, well, nine grand, 7 grand. Let's say 10 grand. Let's say 10 grand difference between, which is what I was expecting. After owning high value cars for a long time, and my what I owed on a loan and the depreciation was always in the positive. This is, well, the BMW plus this, the last two cars I've owned have been backwards, where I owe more about than the car's worth. Yeah. It's not a bad thing, but I'm glad I'm doing it on this car, the one-off car in history, rather than some generic Hyundai Tucson or Chevy Trax, or I don't care, any other car, anything but a Honda or Toyota, basically. You know, that's the only way this happens. This Camaro sitting there and guy with crutches trying to get into it. Like seniors own these cars. No, dude, yeah. That's what this car is. One off car in history. It's a true sports car. Jeremy Clarkson did the Urus around the ice lake with the Porsche. I think that's when automakers figured out, well, you can do that with these things. I'm not comparing this to that. I'm just saying I after getting over the surprise of this does that, okay. Well, what does it do? Oh my god, I can't believe it does this. And then going, let's see how far we can push this. And it's like, this is actually a real thing. And that's why I say it's one off car in history. Um, Hornet owners, shout out. Non Hornet owners, continue watching. Go to the Hornet farm. There's like this car. There's nothing. If there is another car on this market that matches this, like in the similar whatever range or whatever, shout it out in the comments because I don't know what does. I really don't. This car is so capable. It did the winter stuff. It does the rough stuff ish, but actually, for driving fun in these things that I hate, these SUV things, like I am taken aback. And who was it? It was somebody on the Hornet farm said like this car is too sophisticated for the common person. It's no, it's not for the common person. If you are, yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. Watch the videos, join, like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Riding cars, talk about cars. See you on the next one.